However, Yang Kai did not think much. This is Wu-Mei town. It is so close to Ling Shaoke. It is normal for a disciple to come down to activities. Not long after, Yang Kai came to his line, making occupies 2 houses on the street. The business is very hot, and the guy is busy all day and outside. The head of the line is playing the abacus on the counter, and the boss is also greeting the guys. After waiting for a long time, the people who come to buy rice gradually went less, and Yang Kai went into the rice line. The boss wife, Yang Kai greeted, and the boss wife, who was about 40 years old, looked up and suddenly smiled. "Little brother, come buy rice again?" Well, Yang Kai went straight to the cheapest brown rice and pointed to the rice bag. "Give me a bag." The property should have a sigh of relief while holding the rice in a cloth bag and groaning, "Little brothers, you buy once a month. Are these enough to eat?" Yang Kai doubt. "Basic is enough." Lie. The boss mother opened her eyes and said, "Look at your arms and legs. If you don't have enough food, why?" Yang Kai just smiled and said, "I will go hunting in the mountains, so I still cannot be hungry." At the counter, the boss, who seems to be paying attention to the count, does not raise the head. "Children, there are some Chanmi on the other side, and let go. Let them go to the little brother." All listening to the home, the boss smiled and said, "How is this going? You are also a small business." Yang Kai quickly waved his hand. The boss' face is a face. What cannot be done? Anyway, this Chanmi also have worms. Cannot sell them. But the family said these rice worms are more nutritious than white rice. You wait, I will give you take it. As I spoke, I walked back to the bag. Young Happy Head and Miss Kalini's. I don't know what to say. Every time I come to rice to buy rice, the kind boss and the boss will give me more, and they will find some excuses, such as what rice is warm and sweetened. In fact, it is all good white rice. This made Yang Kai, who once believed that there was no truth in the world, was slightly sure. "Thank you, Heshu." Yang Kai's voice trembled a little. The boss smiled and looked up. "When you are alone, who is not lonely? If you are hungry later, come here. There are not many other glutinous rice. That is, rice is enough to eat." Well, Yang opened his head, and there are still good people in the world. During the sigh of emotion, 2 people come to the rice line. The only small Jew in the store greeted each other. Before they even spoke, they were turned to the ground by one of them. Oh, the younger brother fell to the ground and turned a big heel. His fall was really porcelain, and he didn't get up. "What's wrong?" They both quickly ran out of the counter. Yang Kai also pulled the second child up and fixed his eyes to see the chair. I saw these 2 people with a sullen face. One of them looked pale and white. His hands were on his stomach, and he looked weak and weak. The other one spotted him. He was born with a beard and a tiger, and it was the one who had smashed the feet. "Who is the boss?" "I am who I am." The boss quickly replied, "He is an ordinary merchant." But the 2 faces in front of him, the wage with the sword, playing fiercely. At first glance, it is not easy to provoke the Lord. How dare what is sloppy? "Well, you, this black-hearted boss, even sells poisonous rice to my brother. You look at him now. It's a good man who has eaten your rice and turned into this. I'm a brother in the weekdays. Playing the tiger is not a problem, but now it's going to be unconscious. Your black-hearted boss is just making money. It is not taking life." One of the reprimands shouted, and the boss was scared to the ground. "Oh, how come? How can this be?" The man shouted again, "How do I know? My brother bought a little rice from you this morning and cooked a pot of porridge. After eating it, it became like this. Fortunately, I didn't eat it at the time, or else I didn't want to follow it. My brother is going to Huang Quan. The boss's forehead was sweating coldly and the sleeves were kept weeping, and the mouth said, "The strong man, this is afraid of any misunderstanding." Misunderstanding? Misunderstanding your mother. If not eating your rice, how can my brother be like this? Dahan did not roar. Yang Kai stood idly by and looked at everything. What is the character of the boss? Yang Kai can no longer be clear. From time to time to help themselves, why to send their own things? How can such a good person do this kind of thing? Not to mention that the boss is not so ruthless. Even if he is really a black-hearted businessman, he will not be poisoned in the rice he sold. If this matter spread, how can he do business in the future? Who are to come to him to buy rice? They considered that the two men found were really crude and could not afford to be scrutinized. Therefore, these two men must have come to swear. However, this method is too sinister. It is simply to break the road. Although Yang Kai is a teen, he is a warrior after all. He is a poor boy and able as a good creed for himself. Or can he see it? The face of the fish stood up, cold channel. Gee! What? One of them glared at Yang Kai and his temper became more and more violent. Yang Kai did not speak yet. Hepos quickly flashed him in front of him and blocked him. He gestured and shook his head slowly. Hesu, Yang Kai ran. Breaking money and disasters. Hepos whispered. Yang Kai has no choice but to sigh, and Hepos can say this intense. It is also clear that the minds of these two men are also seen. But opening the door to the business and making money, this noise has attracted a lot of people's attention, and that intentional, the reputation of the rice line will be corrupted. Even though they knew that they were coming to marry, who had to follow them, they still sent away these two guards. In desperation, the boss can only laugh on his face and open his mouth. The poisoning of your brother should be irrelevant to my trip. Upon hearing this, the two are entering, and the boss said, "But even if it doesn't matter, I will not be able to let go if I come to my house. Your brother is so painful that people cannot bear it, or it's a good idea to go to the doctor for a consultation. Of course, if the two are tied, he can pay for the two." This is said to be clear that it is necessary to break the money and eliminate the disaster. If these two people really want to swindle money, they will also receive it if they meet. Moreover, the boss remark can also allow the onlookers to infer the truth of the matter, and they are not worried about the damage to the reputation of the company. It can be said that it is dripping. I know that the two people on the opposite side did not have the slightest compromise. The one who was stunned was furious. "You black boss, you used my brother as a crane for us to rob the family. It's true that my brother and I are cheating. Strike, his life is innocent, but it is your boss of the black heart, selling some poisonous rice. What is the conscience?" The righteousness of this saying is straight, and there is a sound in the ground. Yang opened the mouth and listened to it. Regarded this deputy, the singer is still sitting straight. His life has no worries. Abel is also standing on the spot. What? Are these two people not going to swindle money? When I didn't know how to deal with it, the crowd of people in the crowd came out with a young boy. This boy was about the same age as Yang Kai. He was a handsome man with a strong heart and red lips. At first glance, he knew that living conditions were thousands of times better than Yang Kai. The teenager Shishiran went to the two big men and circled them with great interest, while turning around and screaming. Other people are not clear, so only when Yang opened his eyes, he suddenly remembered, it's on the way I saw the three people in the front of me, that is in the alley. This saw three men just glanced at himself, and the boy in front of him was there. Are these three people not a group? Yang Kai suddenly smelled a thick smell of smuggling.